I was tentatively diagnosed really young, about 2.5. For the next sort of 10 years, I was pretty much okay. I was actually overweight at one point, which looking at me now, you can't imagine that. And then around 12 years old, over the course of one summer, I lost 20 pounds. By 12, I was officially diagnosed with Crohn's. From that point on, life was very different from what it is today. It sort of feels like two different people almost now when you sort of think about it. And I never wanted to think of myself as sick, but clearly I was, and was definitely different. But you try not to think about that when you're that age. You just sort of want to be normal and like everybody else. At the time I graduated high school, I think I weighed 76 pounds as a 17, almost 18-year-old going off to college. Got to college, continued to be on sort of a variety of medicines, nothing really sort of taking shape. Around 2000, Remicade came onto the market. I got the first infusion at Schneider's Children's Hospital. I remember it pretty much clear as day. I left there, and if you were the New York City Marathon was tomorrow, do you want to go run it? I could have done anything. I sort of felt superhuman after I got the first infusion. I immediately put on, I think, 7 or 8 pounds in the first 2 weeks. Felt great, was awesome. I started Remicade in 2002, officially. I got married in 2011, and from that point, I had gone from 82 pounds when I started Remicade. I was at 110 when I got married, and now I'm at about 130, 135. But it has sort of been a night and day experience, the sort of AD and BC when you tell time. And for me, my life is pre-Remicade and post-Remicade. By all accounts, at this point, I think people would look at sort of my life, any of the success that I've had career, professionally, personally, and be like, he has a great life, he's blessed, he's charmed, which is all in fact true. I wish I would have known that, that was where the story would have ended years ago. I think when you're sort of laying on the floor in a fetal position, rocking yourself to get rid of stomach pains, you can't really see the forest through the trees. When someone tells you you're in radical remission, and you don't even look like you have Crohn's and nobody would ever know, that was crazy to hear, right? And then this year I was told I have to go off of it. The instantaneous spike in my heart rate, the terror probably in my mind and body around it was instantaneous, because all the things that we're talking about now just come right back, right? And you have a lot more to live for now, right? 2 kids, good job, money, all that stuff. You do not want that disappearing. You do not want to be in the fetal position ever again. Look, it pissed me off, a lot. I can't fathom why somebody sitting somewhere would say, this kid, now adult, parent, father, sibling, should go off of a drug that had radically changed his life. And for dollars, for a few dollars. I'm not immune to the idea of dollars and cents and good business acumen. I get it. These are for-profit businesses. I run for-profit businesses. But the cost of somebody getting sick with Crohn's, running on medical bills that must be in the tens of millions of dollars. And here I am, I don't ever see a primary care doctor that I need for any reason other than just yearly checkups. Health insurance companies can be wildly profitable, which they currently are. I think they can remain wildly profitable and treat patients and their members and clients better than they are today. If that choice had not been made for me by a health insurance carrier, at no point would my doctor have said, let's rip up the Remicade prescription, throw that out, and go to Inflectra. Nobody wanted to make this change. I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to make it for myself, for my family, for my kids, for anybody else, because at no point do I want to leave a state of radical remission for what I've now learned is called non-medical switching and forced into a protocol called step therapy. The step therapy, which I think has a whitewash definition via the health insurance companies, really should be called fail first. It means get sick and prove that you're sick. And so nobody who's in remission for a chronic illness ever wants to get sick. Nobody in the world ever wants to get sick before they're being told that they can get better and have to fail at getting better with one drug because it's cheaper before you get a drug that is more effective. What is prescribed for you is your doctor's choice, is your personal choice. If I get sicker and I show a decline, then I can appeal to get back onto a drug that I already knew worked. You do stuff that works and you repeat it over and over again. And this was working and it was repeatable. And at no point had I shown any intolerance to it, any decline, the idea of ever going backwards. Because for me, backwards, whether it's 90% or 95% or even 98%, means that I'm 2% closer to being the person I was pre-Remicade. Organizations like Infusion Access Foundation, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation do amazing amount of work on behalf of folks like me. Nobody, when they're in the midst of being sick, is reading every terms and conditions, and especially not the ones hidden on page 97 of an agreement. The IAF is standing here and saying, hey, Neon Light, look at this. This is wrong. You shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. This shouldn't be the standard way of operating. Instead, we should stop fail first and step therapy, and it shouldn't be allowed because there shouldn't be a rule that says insurance companies together can tell people we want to get them sick first before we cure them. And I don't think anybody should sit in a room and try and think that the dollars and cents that they're trying to make by sort of changing my drug and not my doctor's choice drug should not be a rule. We shouldn't want as Americans to live in a country where that's the rule of law. Alone, I am the underdog. Together, we can topple Goliath.